at the Overholt home place, August 21st. Going to give an update. We got Dave King, we got Ian, we got Nathan. All right, lead things off, Nathan.
Good to see y'all. Blessings to you wherever you are today, whether you're over there in Europe, my sister Sarah, her husband Marek, my nephews Samuel and Raphael, and all the friends from teaching school over there 30 years ago. God bless you all. And I'd like to draw attention to a verse here from Psalm 55. I've been trying to read this psalm every day, and I've been gaining great courage from this, where David says, "Morning, noon, and night will I cry out to thee." And so that's really been a blessing to me. Morning, noon, and night will I cry out to thee. And the Lord to hear our prayers. He loves. He's a gentle Father. He's a good Daddy. All of us, we're pretty broken. I'm pretty rough around the gills. You can ask my wife and my kids, but I'm trying to be more gentle. Anyhow, we just got back from took a little vacation. Growing up as a child of John and Vera Overholt, we didn't take vacations. We took some type of a ministry trip, singing, went somewhere preaching. Some money that we had made, we went traveling to sing and bless people. And on the way, maybe while we were singing over in Switzerland, we'd go see the Alps, or we'd go uh, if it was in New York City, we'd go to the coast to see the water. That was how we did our vacation. This time we took a bona fide vacation. We went to Big Pine Key, and I used to go there years ago when I lived in Sarasota most of my life, and I'd go down there and catch a few lobsters. And so I found out my kids don't even know how to snorkel. I couldn't believe it. So we spent the first day just them all learning how to snorkel. And then we started catching a few lobsters. So blessings to you all. We're going to give a little update on the building process. Ian here and Dave, they kept things going and moving while we were gone. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you very much, Ian. Thank you, Dave. Blessings to you guys. All right, go ahead, guys. Give a little update here on what's here about it. Dave.
Yes, okay. Very good. Well, it's I've not been actually here this week very much myself, but I've been in touch with Ian and Nathan, and we've been, yeah, seeing what's going on. There's 4 pallets of flooring over here. Those were donated by cousins from Ohio primarily, and so that's a blessing. So we thank the Beachy Flooring from Hartville, Ohio. They donated all that flooring, 4 pallets, and we hauled that in here last week. Um, We've had the drywallers were here, and Ian was here working with them, and so they've got the ceilings done. And but we got a load of trim coming in next week, and I think it's a 25-foot trailer. So we would need some volunteers. We're gonna have to stack that all the doors, the 1x4s, the 1x6s for trim. The doors, the casings, those are all wrapped. And then I'm trying to think what. Oh, the stair parts, those are coming too. Yeah, we're getting all the stair parts, and so that's all pre-finished, thankfully. An Amish guy up in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, has gotten that for us. So yeah, we got that coming. Um, and then so yeah, we're getting into finish. So now we're really going to need some help again. And maybe Ian will tell you more specifically what all we need. But yeah, we do need volunteers. We'd appreciate if some people could break loose here and come down and help us here for a little bit. I think our weather's going to break here in a minute, so I think we should be good.
Ian, what do you got to say?
Because it's been a hot few weeks we've had working out here, but it has cooled down and that's made it nicer. That's cooled down and that made it nicer. Work the work progress here has shifted. We finished up the plumbing and did the spray foam, and now we're in the middle of the drywall. And they hung the drywall this week. They started finishing yesterday. So they're going to continue finishing Monday, and they're whacking it out. We had two guys come in here, and they did the first coat just in one day, and so they were really working hard. When this happened, like we're waiting for the drywall to be finished, which won't take very long, so that we can start putting wallboard on. We wanted to put 12-inch pine on the walls, most of the walls, a couple of the ceilings, but mostly walls. And we have a lot of pine board to put on because it's a big house, and so we do need help you do need help putting up wallboard, the flooring, and the trim.
Tell
And
them
so
how,
those are
how do they contact? Who do they contact?
well, they can contact me. My number is 515-473-0788. Or you can call Nathan or Dave. Don't call Nathan. Call Dave.
Yeah, they can call me too. I can give you my number, 615-651-3652. And also I want to say thanks for the people that have sent in donations. And it's been very, uh, churches and some groups have really been sending in funds. And so right now, I'm not quite sure to say where we're at. We're still not 100% sure where everything is going to come out. I think it's going to be pretty close, but we do sure say thank you for everybody that has contributed to the needs here. And again, yes, there was insurance. Is there enough coverage? Is there ever? We don't really know, but we're here to help, and they had a big need, and so we're just here to try to help. And we'll let you know if we get too many funds or too much comes in. But right now, I think we're looking okay. We're about where we should be. I think we're
All
hoping.
right, Nathan, wrap it up for us.
Well, it's
Bring it
a
on home. Come on.
as my friend Merle Flory in Washington said, and I've already said it on this since this has happened, but with the house fire comes new opportunities, a new platform. You use that word, platform for ministry. And I went through three stages in my life. The first stage, I wanted to have a different last name, something like Yoder or maybe like Lynn or King or Bennett instead of Overholt. I thought my dad was really a different type of guy, and he was. He was a little iconoclastic. He was the type of guy that he didn't he wasn't so worried what people thought. He had a heart for ministry and evangelism, and anyhow, we grew up like that. So I went through three stages. The first stage, I did like who I was. The second stage, around 19, I started coming to peace with that, and I started forgiving my dad for asking me to do lots of weird things like sing in an airplane or sing in a restaurant or sing on a street corner or whatever it was. In ministry, we were always uh, in front of some congregation. He introduced himself. I'm John Overholt, minister of the gospel. This is my family, and we'd be glad to sing a song and encourage you guys. He was always interested, whatever kind of congregation it was, to encourage people to take a step and keep moving on the road. And that's a real blessing. So, stage two is forgiveness and coming to peace. I had this little epiphany where I saw my dad at the foot of the cross and he was kneeling and I was there beside him. And 19 is when I really gave my heart to the Lord and I wanted to serve God. And so I I was kneeling there beside my dad in my mind's eye, and both of us were on the same level ground. Both of us in great need of grace and mercy and forgiveness and all the help that God gives every day. So the third stage, I felt like some years later, the Lord said, Nathan, how long will you look at your family or look at this or that or how long will you keep whining and keep wanting something else? I've given you a platform for ministry. I've given you something like Moses was given a stick, just a big old piece of wood he had. And God says, what you got there, Moses? And Moses says, a stick. And God says, throw it down, and it becomes a snake. And now Moses is running from the snake, and he turns around and grabs it, and it becomes a stick again. But he used that, and it became something, an instrument that God could use. So I'd like to encourage us all today, whatever God has given you, sickness, uh, financial reversal, or maybe you can't get over besetting sins, such as me. I've lived a whole life of till I got married of wandering around looking for love. And God loves to redeem every part of our story. As my good friend Claire Schnupp says, nothing is wasted in God's economy if our response to failure is godly. If we respond correctly, everything gets turned around for good. Everything in life, if we can forgive and keep loving and and the goal is to finish well. One more thing I'd like to say. In about 2 weeks, my wife and I and our children were going to go to Penn Valley Retreat up in McVeigh Pennsylvania. We want to take part with Sam Gingrich. Sam asked us to come up there. I used to go 18 years ago, 20 years ago, before I got married, and it's called Overcoming Depression. And it happens every year there at Penn Valley Retreat, and there people come from all over in different stages of depression. You'll see some just on slightly. You'll see some that are majorly, uh, on the spectrum of depression. All of us have stress, and we probably run at a 4 to 5 every day. But when it gets into the six numbers, we're going to have to start talking and opening up and discussing the stuff and getting help, maybe 7. And maybe if it's 8 or 9, we may even have to have medical intervention to help us to stabilize till we can find help. And don't think that I grew up with this spiritual model where it was all spiritual. And if you were dealing with depression, that it was all spiritual. But I've come to understand that we're made spirit, soul, and body. And so sometimes, as our dear brother Lester Gingrich at Sunnyside, who had a nervous breakdown years ago, and I just was able to, we sang for him yesterday morning down there in Sarasota, and we were able to encourage, bless him. We traded a few lobster tails for some mangoes off of their trees. Anyhow, Lester had a nervous breakdown for 3 years or a year and a half. He sat in the front of the church and he would cry, and he would go to the job. He was a cabinet installer, and he would sit there and he couldn't work while his children did the cabinets. And he had friends that kept trying to help him, and they say, Lester, you need to go get a full battery of blood work done. And they found that his lithium was off the charts. Stress eats lithium. And all of us in our society today, and especially as a pastor, the duties and responsibilities, and you want to help people, and it eats up your energy. And here Lester was running low in lithium, and they started giving him a synthetic lithium, and he started responding immediately. And after that, he went to an herbal lithium, and he was able to find help. So explore. Is it spiritual? Unforgiveness, bitterness, sin in your life? Is it that's spiritual? Is it physical, lithium, or emotional? Maybe some things you need to talk about from your past. You need to get off your chest and get out in the open and lay on the table and find healing. So that's all. Preach a little message. God bless. Ernie, you want to wrap it up? You got something good to say?
Stop down at Overholt's Farm Market. They've got the freshest deli sandwiches, ice cream you could want, friendly faces. Everybody, come on out. Come on out. We're happy for what you're doing. We're happy you're watching this video. Everybody have a blessed, wonderful weekend.
Hey, thank you very much.